Wheel of Time, Episode 7, The Dark Along the Ways. We're nearing the end of the first season. In fact, we learn a lot in this episode, including who the Dragon Reborn is. So why am I not more excited? We're going to do things a little bit different in this review than my previous episodes. Before I would kind of go through part of the episode, then talk about it, then part of the episode, then talk about it. Yeah, we're not going to do that this time. We're just going to kind of go through the episode and then I'll go into my thoughts on it. And I have a lot of thoughts on it. So here we go. The previous episode ended with the reunion of the five from the two rivers, and upon entering the ways, Matt stayed behind. This episode starts with an amazing fight on the side of a mountain, a pregnant woman being attacked by multiple warriors, and she takes them all out, but is mortally wounded in the battle. Back to the main story, while making their way through the ways, they are attacked by the Black Wind. Nynaeve protects them while Moiraine opens the gate. They make their way to Fal Dara, where Moiraine talks with Min, a person who can see glimpses of the pattern or the future. She says that she couldn't see who the dragon was, so all of them must go to the Eye of the World knowing that whoever the dragon is, the other three likely won't survive. The four bicker until Nynaeve suggests that Perrin and Rand are fighting over Aguain and all get irritated with her. Nynaeve follows Lan to a house with the family there and she eats with them. Then when they make it back to Lan's room, she follows him in and they spend the night together. Lan tells the story of how the man was his father's armsman and that he is the future king and only survivor of the royal line of the fallen kingdom of Malkir. Aguain and Rand reconcile, and Rand says that Aguain should go to Tar Valon and that he would be her warder. Rand has a vision that makes him realize that he is the Dragon Reborn and meets with Min, who tells him about the vision she had of the woman at the beginning of the episode, giving birth, and that the man he knows as his father helped the woman give birth and took care of him when she died. The next morning, after all have decided to go, they realize that Moiraine and Rand have left by themselves to enter the Blight to get to the Eye of the World. Now, this whole season, really, if you really think about it, if you're a reader of these books, this is like the Cliff's Notes version of the books, which for most people is just fine. They get to see some of the things that they'd imagined when they read it, and they're fine with that. I'm fine with that for the most part. The problem comes to this episode, and this episode is where a lot of things are made clear to us, the viewer, that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. The problem is, as a viewer, not as a book reader, but as a viewer, I don't care about Rand. I just don't. There's been so much time spent telling backstories and things like that, probably things that are going to come to fruition in future seasons, that there's not a whole lot of characterization with all of the people from the two rivers, the people that are honestly the most important. And it's just a shame. Now, one of the things that I've been doing recently is I've been catching up with Arcane, a series over on Netflix. I know this has nothing to do with the Wheel of Time, but the difference is, in a very, very short amount of time, they were able to make these characterizations come to life in a way that just didn't happen for me in this series. I like the characters because I've been reading the books. I know the characters better. I don't think that the series has done a great job of really making us care about the characters. Most of the season, to me, has been really, really good. I mean, I think they've really come into their own. I think the quality of the show looks great. I'm enjoying the story, but the problem is it's a storyline where I really just care about Moiraine and Lan and Nynaeve. Everyone else seems sort of interchangeable, and I don't care that much, which is a shame because I want to know more about these characters. So show us that. And here's the thing. I don't know if it can be done. That's the thing that I keep coming back to, is that I feel like they're doing a really good job, summarizing the story for us, and showing us kind of the big plot points from the story. But I'm not feeling the characters yet. There's not been those moments where I'm really, really caring about the characters, especially Rand and Perrin and Aguain and Matt, honestly. They've spent so much time building up Nynaeve, that I feel like the rest of the characters are faltering. I knew that it had to be soon, right? We had to find out who the Dragon Reborn was very, very soon. It had to be in this episode or the next episode. Didn't care which one, but I wanted it to be a moment where I felt it. You know what I mean? I really wanted to feel that. And I didn't. And that's a bummer because it's kind of like at this point, you know, we've got Moiraine and Rand going into the Blight, and it's like, okay, I just don't know. I don't know if other people are feeling this same way. I just know that I enjoyed the episode. Like, I enjoyed the episode sort of kind of this mixture between trying to judge it on its own merits, you know, without the book, and then trying to, you know, reconcile this whole idea in my head of I know what the book is and I know how the book ends. So I knew where they were going. But I don't know if people who have never read the books are seeing this and going, "Oh yeah, I'm totally behind Rand, man. I can't wait for this next episode." Like, I just didn't feel it. I mean, really, at this point, I kind of feel like my biggest suggestion, my biggest criticism is that everything feels too truncated. And we haven't spent enough time with each of these characters to really form that bond. You know, we had a lot. I mean, there was a lot to set up. I get that. But then why is it only 8 episodes? You know, why not 10? Why not 12? You know, let's give this story and these characters the room to breathe so that the story can be told while the characters are, you know, we care about the characters. Because right now, I'm not quite feeling it. So at this point, while I'm still in to the show, I'm still going to watch it and I'm still going to review it. But I'm kind of curious what everyone else is feeling. Like, are you feeling that same kind of feeling that I am, where it's like, wow, missed opportunities? Or is it like, no, it's working for me? Let me know down below what you think about it, because I think that's really important for me, because sometimes just hearing the thoughts of others helps me sort of contextualize what I'm thinking about it too. So it's, you know, it works both ways. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.